friends, I am going to share with you guys a Filipino spaghetti recipe. Very simple. It's very similar to the traditional American spaghetti, which is just the spaghetti sauce and the ground beef. But with the Filipino spaghetti, we like to add either Jufran or UFC banana ketchup. There's two brands. And I like to put in just a little bit of hot and spicy just to give it a little kick, and then a lot of the sweet one. It's called tamis anghang, which is sweet with a little bit of spiciness to it. This is again banana ketchup. You can find this into the Filipino Asian market or other regular Asian markets. And then it's just gonna have a regular spaghetti sauce. Flavor it with salt and pepper, and then I also like to add just a little bit more garlic powder in there. And then also I use olive oil to saute a little bit of garlic and onion along with my ground beef. I like to use the Kirkland organic ground beef. And then along with the ground beef, some families like to add hot dogs. So when you're actually browning up the ground beef, when it's almost brown, you add on little cubes of hot dog in there. I don't have hot dog. I don't usually buy hot dog, so I'm not adding hot dog today, but yes, it is very good when you do add hot dog to it. And then also, once everything is all done and simmered, you add about maybe a tablespoon of sugar onto the spaghetti, and it actually makes it really taste good. And then for my spaghetti noodles, I'm just using the Trader Joe's regular Italian spaghetti noodles from there. Okay, let's go ahead and get started cooking. There is some olive oil in here, and then chopped onions along with very fine garlic. And then now I'm going to add the ground beef. This is also the perfect time to add on that little bit of salt for now. The pepper and also the garlic powder to flavor the ground beef. It does help out as it's cooking along, as it's browning, that it already has some flavors in there of the salt and pepper, and also along with the onions and the garlic. And of course, while you're browning the ground beef, go ahead and get a pot of water, put that into a boil so you can add the noodles in there. I like to use a nice thick wooden spoon, because when you first put the ground beef in, then it's easy to just smush it down. I call it the word smush. Smush it down so that you get this nice little brown pieces rather than the big chunky ones. That helps out a lot. Alright, now that it's nicely brown, I went ahead and added the spaghetti sauce. I also added the sugar along with the salt. It helps balance out the acidity of the tomato in here. And then also I added more peppers. And then I also turned down the flame, the heat, because then this is the time that if it's too high, it will splatter all over your counter or your stove top. You don't want that. I also added a little bit of olive oil into my hot water, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add the spaghetti. The thing that we like about in our household is with the spaghetti noodles, I like to break it in half. The kids don't like it way too long. And then also, as far as Filipino spaghetti, we don't like our sauce to be too runny, not like the traditional American spaghetti. So we like to have it kind of dry. The trick to your noodles not clumping together is the little bit of olive oil in there, or any vegetable oil will do. But also, as soon as you put them in there, start swirling it around, just to break it apart. You don't want that. Sometimes I do get that big clump of noodles together, and then once they clump up, it's hard to separate them. Alright, I'm starting to add my banana ketchup. First of all, this is the hot and spicy. Because I do have little ones in the house and they don't like the spaghetti too spicy, I have just one little clump there. But again, this is to taste. And then I'm gonna put the rest of my banana ketchup. I don't measure. When I cook, I don't measure, so it's hard for me to show you guys. So it's basically everything I have in here. That adds a lot of, my camera's shaking. That adds a lot of flavor to it. So This is the sweet one. Sweet banana ketchup. And then I have it on very low heat. I'm just basically simmering it. And again, like I said, that banana ketchup adds a different flavor to the spaghetti. The hot one adds a bit of a punch, a kick to it. I've been cooking spaghetti like this, gosh, since Jonathan was born, since I first started cooking. And the family loves it. There you go. Just leave that to simmer and we're actually really done. All we need to do now is wait for the noodles to cook. And another thing about spaghetti is that you don't want your noodles overcooked. So just make sure it's done, and the way to test it is that you get one, you throw it into the wall, and then if it sticks to the wall, you're good to go. Just had to share this with you guys. I said I did not have Jufran, but I did have Jufran. So I added just a little bit. I don't know if you call that a little bit, but I added about that much into there, and it just made it taste a lot better too. So the more banana sauce, the better. I went ahead and drained it and took it off of the heat. And now once everything is mixed in, my secret to my Filipino spaghetti is just adding some shredded cheese on, not on top, but I just mixed it in. And I don't measure, maybe a quarter of a cup or half a cup. It just binds it together. It makes the sauce sticky, and it just makes it taste good. I'll just get a couple handful and then I'll mix it in. And that's it, guys. That's our simple Filipino version of the traditional spaghetti. This is actually very good the next day. I hope you guys enjoyed this simple video. As always, thank you guys for watching A Simply Simple Life. Mahalo.